Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. I'm sure that was Dennis Fuller leading us in here. If not, it was our theme song with Don King as we start year number 16. We're going to roll into this thing, 15 years on the air, and this being the final segment of today's show. One time I said this is the final segment, and people thought we weren't coming back next week. We will be back next week, Lord willing. We'll tell you a little bit about that later on. But again, this is the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing Extravaganza Weekend at the Agri Center, where one of the main things out there is parking is free, and the seminars are all part of your ticket to the Mid-South Hunting
and talk about seminars. I'll be out there 1 o'clock today.
Yep.
Talking about fall bass fishing.
And there'll be some, and we've got a guy on with us right now that's going to be doing some seminars for us because he's not in Canada. We've tracked him down. He's going to miss his first open day dove season. He said,
but he knows everything there is to know about Real Foot Lake area.
He's recovering from back surgery, but that hasn't slowed his voice or his mouth, so to speak. So he can talk, and that's our good friend Johnny Cornbread Warren. Good morning, Johnny.
Good morning, sir. How you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing great. I know this has got to be frustrating, but tell our listeners what you had back surgery, right?
Yeah, I had back surgery. I had a little tumor cyst on my spine, and it was putting pressure on the sciatic nerve. And, of course, in Canada, laying down in those layout blinds and then set-up blinds and picking up 100 and decoys and moving every day, yeah, I just couldn't do it this year. And then they kind of hurt my feelings, too, when they told me I couldn't shoot a shotgun probably till the middle of last part of September. So September and October up there is the main time when we're up there. And then I said, well, at least I'll get to dove hunt this year, and then he put a stop to that, too. So we're painting and decoys and getting ready for hunting season, and the duck blind drawing was this past Saturday.
Yeah,
and, one of the guys that hunts with us and helps us quite a bit, he got second pick this year and got probably the best or the second best draw blind on Real Foot this year.
He got the second pick?
Yep, got the second pick. There was a little... To me, now I'm not being mistaken, but I think I heard they had somewhere between 1,500 people.
Yes, they did. Because we had a report last weekend from up there from our good friend Dave Gabbert with TWRA, and
right.
he got the second pick. So that's I would hang on to him for a while.
Well, you're not going to believe this. The last 3 years, we take him and set him down there. Of course. We've got 3 or 4 blinds and pits, but we always like to keep 1 or 2 out there on the water too.
Right,
we hunt mostly field.
Uh-huh.
But the last 4 years, something like that, that knucklehead has got one of the top 5 picks in the last 5 years.
Oh,
and they
man.
roll that thing around with all those names and numbers and all that in it, and I just know that's lucky. I told him, I said, I'm not a gambler, but if I was, I'd have him in the truck headed to Tupelo
Tunica right now. So, well, anyway, what are you going to talk about in your seminar? We're really glad to have Johnny as the Honky Tonk Guide Service, which is one of the great names for guide service, and I'm afraid to ask him every time about how he got that name. But, what are you going to talk about these seminars?
Well, 2 or 3 things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about if some of the guys want, to go early, and they do want to go to Canada, I'm going to give them the information about where to go in 3 provinces up there. And I've got connections in 3 different provinces. Probably got some different cost information if they choose to go up early.
Uh-huh.
Then we're going to talk about decoy sets. We're going to talk about calling. We're going to talk about some new innovation stuff we've been trying with vortex machines, with wind socks, a lot of things like that people over the years have done, and we've worked with 2 or 3 different decoy companies trying to do some different things because every year you could spend thousands and thousands of dollars on all the new gimmicks that are going to make you kill thousands and thousands of ducks, and it turns out you buy them, you put them out there, and everybody says, man, these things are supposed to work great, but why aren't the ducks working? Well, there might be several other reasons why those ducks aren't working. So we're going to be talking about that too. Weather conditions, wind conditions, decoy placement, blind placement, We're going to be having some calling instructions for the little kids if they want to come and stay right after the seminar for about 5 or 10 minutes. We're going to go through some stuff on that. Just all kind of stuff about duck hunting and goose hunting and the different areas, and a couple of new places have opened up here at Reelfoot, and they've got some real good deals on their rooms and their hunting packages and that type thing. And I'm going to be giving some maps and brochures and all kinds of information, especially for the kids. And this year I'll be having my kids' hunts probably as we normally do, and then we'll get the kids signed up on those things. It's a first-come, first-served basis, and we're going to try to fill all 3 blinds. That'll probably be somewhere around 14 or 15 young men that'll come up and hunt with us on those Saturdays in February.
Yeah, that's the young sportsman's hunt that the TWRA has. And, again, we're talking to Johnny Cornbread Warren, Honky Tonk Guide Service, who will be one of the seminar speakers out at the Agri Center today for the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing Extravaganza. You go to memphisHuntShow.com. I don't have Johnny's time slots right in front of me, but he'll be out there talking and give you all sorts of details. And not only that, but Johnny has agreed, and I really appreciate Johnny doing this. Sunday morning, he's going to be at the vendors worship service that I put on every year for all those vendors out there that don't get a chance to go to church because they travel all over the United States. And so 9 o'clock Sunday morning, we're going to hear Johnny, and I appreciate Johnny doing that. And because he's retired from – how long were you at FedEx?
30 years. I was right behind Ron out there.
Ron.
We both worked out at FedEx.
Yeah, we did.
Quite a long time. And
we sure did.
Tournaments together and against each other. And I fished with, BASS for many years also.
Yeah.
And it just got to be too much work.
Yeah, well, I know that you've been up your spot at Real. Tell our listeners how to get in touch with you and a little bit about your guide service.
Okay, well, the easiest way to get in touch with me is just call me on the cell phone. I don't have a website. We usually do about 40 to 50 people a year, maybe 15, 20 hunts, something like that. And we try to guide mostly in January. When the weather gets the best to us, the worst for normal people.
Right.
But they can call me at 901-481-8237, and they can come by the seminars this weekend. I'll have brochures and cards.
That's what you need to do. Yes. Yeah.
And we'll have all that out there. But where we're at, we're located, I've got 150 acres. It's right up on the north end of the airport, which used to be a restaurant there. The state has since torn it down, but the runway's still there. And the 150 acres at the end of the runway is called the firing line. And that's where a lot of your blinds are straight across it, because then you've got 20-something thousand acres of federal refuge right out in front of me.
Yeah.
The Goose Pen, Long Point, Mud Basin, all those areas right there where most of the geese and ducks stage up there. They're about 150, the slough, Badger Slough, that's out in front of where our main pit is. It's about 150 yards, 200 yards to that slough. And from right there, then you've got about 8 miles across there, 7, 8 miles, that it's nothing but federal refuge. It's all open to all kind of wildlife.
Yeah.
We see eagles, all kinds of stuff every day. As a matter of fact, it's getting to the point now that a lot of times we have to send the dogs out real quick, because if you have birds down and your other birds are coming in, the eagles will beat you to the bird if you're not careful. And we shoot, our pit up there is it's 20 by 20, 10-inch concrete.
Ooh, okay.
It's got electricity, microwaves, coffee makers. We park on the
my
gravel
kind of
road.
hunting.
Yeah, you don't need hip boots and waders unless you just want to wear them for warmth or keeping you dry. You get on a four-wheeler and a trailer, and we'll go right out to, it's about a 4-minute ride out to the pit. And then we're hunting over a pretty good-sized decoy spread. That's what we were doing this morning, is out here painting decoys. Last year, we had out somewhere between 7,000 and 8,000. This year, we're going to have out between 8,000 and 10,000.
Wow.
Did you hear that?
Wow.
That's a lot of
That's a lot of work.
And I got to say, I got to get up there this year. Okay, Johnny? I got to get up
fine.
there.
Just come on. You come on. Bring old Ron. I know he can't throw a fishing pole at a duck. We might teach him how to hit one.
No, but he can cook. He could be our cooker. I mean,
I'll be glad to be there to come cook.
Yeah, he'll come cook for us and everything. But you know what? Before we let you go, I know you're always optimistic. Last year was really a struggle, wasn't it?
January was great. December was terrible.
It's terrible.
And,
yeah.
and it's a weather thing. So many people do not understand. They pay a lot of money to hunt, and I know that.
Yeah.
They pay money to hunt. They save their vacation for that. They rent some of the best places in Tennessee and Arkansas, Mississippi, and they go out there and they get extremely frustrated when they're not killing no ducks, and they look at TWRA or the Federal Fish and Wildlife. Now, those guys have a job to do like everybody does.
Yeah.
And the good Lord is the only one that controls this weather.
Yeah, the weather.
And the birds up north this year, if everybody saw back in the spring and summer, they had one of the largest fires they've ever had in Canada.
Yes, yeah.
And it burned thousands and thousands of acres. And up there, I've been talking to a lot of those guys, and a lot of the geese and a lot of the ducks that was in the prairie pothole region, a lot of that water was dry.
Yeah.
The ducks and geese went further north.
They did, yeah.
And there's a lot of them up there right now. I just talked to Gary last week, and he told me that some of the places that were hunting and that kind of stuff last year that did not have any birds. And we were hunting 175 miles from the border of the Northwest Territory. That's how far north in Alberta we were at.
Good night. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a 38-hour drive from the clubhouse to my house at Reelfoot Lake.
Goodness gracious.
And we were up there, and the geese were just phenomenal. Now, the lodge from where that part-time place is there down to the main lodge is about 85 miles. But he told me last week that he's already seeing specks on the small lakes. And the vegetation after that fire, a lot of it has started coming back and everything. And the Canadian Forestry Service has replanted a lot of stuff. But the pea fields, he said, are already they're in full wide open harvest up there.
Wow!
And the pea fields right now are already filling up with specks. And he said he's starting to see quite a few Canadas coming down. We just got to have the weather for the last several years. Well, all the way back to 94, 95 in Northwest Tennessee was really the last year we saw a large influx of Canadian geese.
Well,
most of them were north, or they were in the middle flyway, central flyway. But now, last year I saw more Canadas.
I know you did.
Flying overhead than I've seen in several years. Last year was a mediocre year because of weather. We probably killed 400 or 500 geese and 200 or 300, 400 ducks, something like that, at one. At another blind, we killed over 700. Another one was 600 and something. That's about 50% of what we normally do. Year before last, when we had the bad January with extremely bad weather, but excellent for what we were doing, we had killed 388 geese as of Christmas Day. I finished the season I picked, even though I could have went to the 1st of March, I picked up everything at February the 23rd. So from about January 1 to February 23rd, we killed over 700 in that 1 month.
Golly, we got to get.
They were up. We get the snow, we get the weather, and I don't care too much about ice.
No.
Having electricity up there, it gives us a big, big advantage because when you'll turn the pumps and I've got 2 10-inch wells. Turn those on and run 4 ice eaters out there, and you're keeping 2.5 acres of water with 1,000 decoys on that water open, and then that big a spread in the field, and you're right beside the big federal refuge. So those birds are used to seeing thousands and thousands of birds on that refuge. So when they come from the Mississippi River, which is about 2.5 miles directly behind me, they fly over that Kentucky Bend area and come all the way over there. When they're up there a mile high, they see that entire refuge, and then they see that gigantic spread right there. They think it's part of that refuge, too. So when they come in, I'm the first one that they see if they come from the west.
Well, Johnny, we got to cut you off. We got to get out of here. Folks, you go to, Honky Tonk guys, so come out to the Agri Center today. Meet Johnny Warren. He'll tell you all this. This man knows his waterfowl hunting, and the experience of just going up there is great. Johnny, thank you. See you today at the Agri Center. Okay, buddy?
Okay, I'll see you guys in a few minutes.
All right, thank you. Johnny Warren. We got to get out of here. Let me tell you quickly about next week before we get out of here. Of course, John Cox will be in, the Forest Wood Cup champion. Going to talk to Stacy Walker. They got a new camo pattern, new deal. We're going to talk to Stacy. We're going to talk to Jacob Eaton with Real Avid about their new gun cleaning tools. And, of course, we're going to talk to Heather Miller of Under Armour about their new Cool Switch technology.
Wow.
And, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Ron Wong, thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Guy Trebo, thank you. You're over there, guys. Say goodbye, Guy.
Goodbye.
All right, goodbye, Guy. All right, this is Larry Ray reminding you each and every week that it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport, and God bless the USA.
You can find